International Court of Justice says it received Israel's latest response on Friday on South Africa's urgent request for additional provisional measures and a modification of the ICJ's prior decisions in the case. Israel continues to argue that the accusations made within the original filing by South Africa in relation to Israel's obligations in terms of the Genocide Convention are wholly unfounded in fact and law, morally repugnant, and represents an abuse of both the Convention and the court itself. In its latest response, Israel says South Africa's March 6th request shows nothing more than a continuation of elements already considered by the court when issuing its original order on January 26th. It argues that South Africa ignored inconvenient facts and distorts others in an offensive and tendentious manner, further stating that repeated requests for additional measures without a proper basis for doing so is unacceptable conduct on the part of any party to judicial proceedings. Israel further states that South Africa is unable to explain how significant measures undertaken continuously by Israel throughout the present hostilities, including various humanitarian initiatives and efforts to mitigate civilian harm, can possibly be reconciled with genocidal intent to destroy a group in whole or in part. Israel says claims that it was massacring desperate, starving Palestinians, deliberately killing and targeting humanitarian workers, or using humanitarian aid as a bargaining chip in negotiations were manifestly untrue and emphatically denied. In its latest submission earlier this month, South Africa pointed to changes in the situation on the ground in Gaza, that Palestinian children were starving to death as a direct result of the deliberate acts and omissions of Israel, in violation of the Genocide Convention and of the court's order, further arguing that it feared its submission might be the last opportunity that the court may have to save Palestinians in Gaza. But Israel says nothing in the submission establishes that the provisional measures already indicated by the court would no longer be sufficient. Those measures order Israel to refrain from acts under the Genocide Convention, including the killing of Palestinians, and that it take immediate and effective measures to ensure the provision of humanitarian assistance in Gaza, among others. Israel has respectfully asked the court to reject South Africa's latest request. Meanwhile, the latest Integrated Food Security Classification, or IPC analysis issued earlier Monday, confirmed that famine was imminent in northern Gaza, with half of the enclave's population of around 1.1 million people expected to face famine conditions, or IPC Phase 5, which points to catastrophic acute food insecurity by July this year. Sherman Bryceby's SABC News, New York.